Hi, my name is Mark Schlater, and I'm the CEO for Toward Independence. I've been with Toward Independence for about 6 years now, going on 7. I've been in the field of developmental disabilities for about 38 years, so it's been a long time. It's been a long, rewarding time for me. My job started clear back for me back in June of 1980. I was a junior in college, and my college professor asked if we wanted to go to Orient State Developmental Center. So that I really feel that day really started my involvement in the field of developmental disabilities. We traveled to Orient Developmental Center. There were 3,000 people with developmental disabilities in a large campus, a large developmental center. And it was pretty eye-opening for me. And quite frankly, it was pretty disturbing to see the care that individuals with developmental disability were receiving. Prior to that day, I had not been around anybody with a developmental disability. None of my family members had anybody with a disability in their families. So obviously, for some reason, I was there it was a purpose in my life, I guess, at that time. You know, while we were at Orient, a gentleman giving us the tour, who was very proud of what he was showing us, we went into one of the large dormitories, and actually they called them cottages. There were probably 30 to 40 people living on one floor in one room. It was a large room, barrack-style beds, large ceilings, large fans mounted on the ceilings or on the walls, and you know, they gave us a tour of that, and clearly when we went into that room, people came up to us and wanted to know what I was about, who was I, because we were new to that room. Quite frankly, I could not tell some of the individuals that came to talk to me. I couldn't tell whether they were actually working there or were they actually a resident living there. So that told me right away, what are we doing keeping some of these individuals in such a large facility, a large institution. On the way home that day, after we left the institution, Dr. Larry Haverkos asked, "Hey, what did you think about the institution? Tell us what you think about the care and services." In my head, I remember, this is how we care for people with developmental disabilities, and this is a state-run institution. So I was pretty appalled by it, and obviously it had a major impact on my life. The developmental center finally closed, and by federal requirement, they had a program called deinstitutionalization. And so ultimately, Orient State Institution closed. 3,000 people were moved out and gone back to their county of origin, and that's how they place people back all over Ohio. But honestly, the thing that troubles me the most is what happened to the Orient and the buildings and everything else. Shortly after that, it was turned into a private prison. And I always ask people during the orientations that I provide, you know, what did the prisoners do once they came back, were assigned to that Orient, to that prison, and of course they filed a class action lawsuit because they didn't like the condition of the surroundings they were forced to live in. And I think about that often. I said, you know, prior to that we had individuals with developmental disabilities. What crime did they commit? Obviously, I think that's an impact, and what I think about often is that the prisoners complained and improvements were made, but our individuals had to live in those conditions for most of their life. So I guess, you know, people ask me why I'm so passionate about what I do. I guess I'm really committed to making sure the Orient days never, or anything like that as far as the proper care and treatment, never happen again. And I think our job here at Toward Independence is to make sure that everybody we serve has the best quality life possible. I came back from that day and finished the class, and saw an ad in the paper for a house manager or house parent. And in those days, you actually lived in the group home and you had an apartment. Back in June of 1980, I was hired full-time as a house parent and took care of 8 individuals, 8 guys with developmental disabilities. From there, I worked another year there, graduated college, stayed another year at the group home. Those individuals I can still remember very well today. Sadly, most of them passed on. One gentleman by the name of Emerson I talk about quite often. In fact, I carry a picture with him, with me at all times. People with developmental disabilities will change your lives. There are many people that I've met over my 30+ years in this field that I will not forget. They're very true to who they are. They're the most honest people you'll meet. Individuals just truly want you to be part of their lives. They want to know that you like them, and quite frankly, they give you just that raw emotion, and they're very appreciative of that anything you do for them. You see, individuals with developmental disabilities are no different than you or I. They have the same hopes, the dreams, the wishes. They want to go think. They want friends. They want to go places. They want to do things. And I think our job here at Toward Independence is to be that catalyst, to make that happen, to make their lives the best it can be. I think that's our calling, that's our mission here at Toward Independence, and to make sure that we protect those that we're so fortunate to serve. Ultimately, the DSPs that work each day, and that's where like I always say, the rubber meets the road. That's where our reputation starts. The care and the support of our individuals are critical, and that catalyst that makes that happen is that DSP. So my goal is to ensure that, one, every DSP understands their job, receives the proper training, but most importantly also, obviously, is their wages need to be fair wage for what they're doing. And quite frankly, it's a problem, and I fight hard each day. We have Bridge to Equality. I know we work hard with, and we've gone to the state capitol to fight for wages, because I know it matters, and we're going to continue to fight each day to ensure we get proper funding. One, to support our individuals we serve, but also to support the DSPs who work hard each day to make our agency the best it can be. I go back to when I was a house parent. I worked in a group home for 2 years. I did many of the same things, and obviously same challenges that many of our DSPs face each day working in homes. I realize there are staff out there that are working by yourself, working with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 clients. And I understand some of the days get long. I understand some of the challenges are very, very difficult at times. But as a CEO, I want you to understand that I know that. I know your job is difficult, and I'm going to continue to fight for you and work for you. My goal is to work with our office staff here, our Human Resource Department, to provide you every opportunity, one, to be successful, and also to move up in the agency. Honestly, we've had many, many people here that started out as a DSP and work up as an assistant supervisor, or to actually now to a director position in our agency. We know there's forward movement. We know there's a ladder to success here at this agency. And honestly, I think that's great for our company, because you truly would have the history and the understanding of what the job takes. You've been there as a DSP, you work through the system, and eventually from being a supervisor or director in the position here at the agency to help lead and use your talents to make our company the best it can be. At the end of the day, I know we just got a tremendous, caring, talented team of professionals working with our company here. Our DSPs that work hard each day, our central office, just got a tremendous, well-oiled machine, works hard each day. And it's nice to know that everybody is in unity behind the scenes, obviously working for one common cause, and that's to make sure our individuals receive the best possible care. It's just amazing every day, that the stories that I hear, the effort that goes forth to ensure our individuals are served properly and they have great choice in their life. Just couldn't be any prouder than I am today for the hardworking employees of our agency. I just want to thank everybody for what they do each day.